Right now, the U.S. blockade of Iranian ports still well underway and going well. As President Trump confirms, the war against the terror regime could soon be winding down.
You keep saying was. Is this war over?
I think it's close to over, yeah. I mean, I view it as very close to over. You know what? If I pulled up stakes right now, it would take them 20 years to rebuild that country. And we're not finished. We'll see what happens. I think they want to make a deal very badly.
That is a little of the interview with Maria Bartiromo. Retired Navy SEAL Team 6 member Andy Stump joins us now. He's got a brand new book out, and you're going to love it. And we'll take a full screen of it. It's called Drownproof, 8 Life Lessons to Keep Your Head Above Water. There it is. Andy, thanks so much for joining us. Great to see you. Your thoughts about what this contest has been like this war has been like for the last 5 weeks, and the president's words just now.
Well, I think that the easiest way to describe it is it's been complex, and it seems to be shifting in a direction that I'm enthusiastic to see. It started off with a very kinetic air campaign to achieve the strategic military objectives. I think if you take the reports at face value, we have achieved most of what we set out to from that perspective. We're switching over to a blockade, which is still, it's a projection of power, but I think it's working our way towards a diplomatic solution. And somewhere in between that projection of power and the diplomatic solution, I think we're going to find an end.
Do I need special forces to get the 1,000 pounds of uranium out if I decided to do it in hostile territory? If it isn't an agreement, it's an operation. Has anyone been trained to do things like that?
There are definitely units that train specifically for that type of operation. Yes, they would come from the special operations world, but you are going to need a massive operation in addition to just the people that are going to, one, probably have to dig their way to get those materials. You're going to have to be in protective equipment the entire time. But you're going to need an infrastructure, and I would say hundreds, if not thousands of people to descend on that area to safely be able to do that, to package and then remove if those areas still exist.
Plus, you got to wear the equipment. You got to protect yourself when you get to it.
It's the worst.
All right, but you know what's the best? Your book that's out this Tuesday. Drownproof came out. 8 life lessons to keep your head above water. It's a motivational guide to success and leadership based on your experience as a Navy SEAL. When did you realize your elite training can help the average American?
I wish I could say a long time ago, but it was more recent than that. The most common question or conversation I have with people when they hear about my previous careers, they'll say those experiences sound amazing. Those lessons, those tools that they gave you, they sound amazing, but I will never be able to have that experience. And statistically, they're correct because very few people go down the path of the job that I chose. But looking back upon my career, I realized that, we're all suffering in our own way or dealing with our own issues in life. And if the tools that I was taught in a 17-year career can survive and thrive in an environment that is very compressed, very consequential, if I can package that in a way that people could understand it and throw it at the challenges of their life, my only hope is that they can take those and just be successful.
And here you did. I'll throw some at you, and maybe you could tell me, ground it for us.
Sure.
Understand how you are in control of your own destiny. In what way?
You have to be the author of your life, not the victim of it. We can't control what happens to us in our life, but you are in 100% complete control in how you respond to the things that happen to you in your life. And that's that shift in headspace where you take agency over the trajectory of what you want your future life to look like.
What I notice with military people, they're extremely organized, they know how to pack, and they always plan. How preparation leads to execution. How does that apply in everyday life?
So we can tie this back into what's going on in Iran, or perhaps we talked about yesterday about the combat search and rescue operation for the F-15 weapons systems officer. Performing at that level, those aren't hit a button and you pull somebody off of the bench having never practiced, prepared, or trained. Everything that makes you successful in that environment is based off the preparation you do before you get into it. It's years and decades of training in the hopes that nobody ever has to push that button, but when they do push that button, you're prepared and you're ready to perform.
And here's an example. If you have a big interview coming up, you don't just say, I hope it goes well. Do the best you can to prepare. Find out who's going to be talking to you. Find out what the room's going to be like, what I should wear, and all those things that doesn't seem to matter, but it does, especially a detail-oriented person like you. And one of the other axioms I want to bring out I thought was really interesting. Realize why people actually fail. Why is that important?
Well, if you can understand why the vast majority of people fail, you should be able to reverse engineer it and to a degree, maybe bulletproof your mind a little bit to make sure you can keep your head above water, to go back to the title of the book. When I was a BUDS instructor, it was probably the world's best laboratory on failure. 85% of people don't make it through that training, and they almost all say the same thing. They became overwhelmed in a moment.
Gotcha.
And they make a decision that they will regret for the rest of their life.
And they quit. Drownproof, 8 life lessons to keep your head above water. Andy Stump, thanks for your service.
Of course.
Thanks for your podcast, which is great. And thanks so much. Congratulations on the book.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on. I really
No
appreciate
problem.
it.
It's great to see you.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.